Hi everyone, Leanne from Cake and Eat It 3. This week we are talking checklists. So, a checklist we have prepared and it is on our blog. All about getting ready to hit the road. We get asked a million questions about the period before you even get to the road and how much organising and things to do there are. So, you've decided to hit the road, first of all, fantastic. It truly is wonderful life on the road. The sites you're going to visit, the experiences that you're going to have, the people you're going to meet, it truly will change your life. So, like many major decisions in our lives, initially you can feel overwhelmed by all of the things that you have to prepare for before you go. We are hoping to help alleviate this feeling and answer a lot of questions that the first timers have about life on the road. So, first of all, we would definitely say subscribe below. Hit the bell, which by hitting the bell as well on the YouTube video means that you will get notified when the next video goes up. Now, we are trying to do them weekly, but life on the road is exactly that. Life on the road. You never know what happens. So here we go. In this video, we're going to count down 12 months from hitting the road. So this is basically helping you feel more organized, in control of what you're doing. We have over 20 years traveling experience. In that time, we've had to pack down numerous times. So you would think that we would be getting quite good at it by now. We are full-time on the road now, so the last one was probably the more major of those, but you learn something from each of them. So hoping to share that with you here. Okay, we understand it's stressful, it's overwhelming, it is totally worth it. So for all those people that are already on the road, please drop a comment below for the people who are still in that stressful time and say, totally worth it. Put it down below, give them some encouragement, and let them know that all their hard work and stress that they're going through prior to hitting the road is totally worth it. Okay, so 12 months out seems like ages away and from when you actually are going to hit the road, but there is a lot to do and it's great that you're excited. So let's get started. So this checklist is on the blog. So it's comprehensive, but you know, I do get a little bit carried away with these things. What can I say? We love lists. So we just like to feel that organized, tick and flick. Yes, we're getting somewhere. All good. Okay, if you go to the blog www.cakeandeatit3.com, it will actually be under the travel menu, and I think it's like either number 1 or 2, so easy to find, and hopefully you find it valuable. If you have already used it, I would also love to hear from you below and tell us how you found it and whether you found it useful or whether we've actually forgotten anything. Entirely possible. There's lots to do. Next week we will be doing to sell or not to sell, so that's coming up for our next one. So first of all, 12 months before leaving, start collecting all your drawstring bags. Seems logical, nice and easy. I'll show you our pile of our bags before we left. Oh yeah, but you wrap anything and everything in them. We store my very good heavy duty pot in a pillowcase. We've stored battery banks, battery backup, like the power banks that you take when you're backpacking or out for days doing photography and that sort of thing. We've put in cosmetic purses that we had left over. My goodness, we've put computers at different times into some of these bags. We've got certain equipment that we want to be able to identify easily but have protected from rattling, or we've got them in the kitchen. We've got storage of these items in Bub's bedroom. Literally, they can be used for anything. So hold on to them until you've done your pack down, and then it's time to get rid of them. Nice and easy. Okay, the decision on whether you want to rent your house out or sell it, look, it is a big decision, and therefore there will be its own video on that thing alone, because it's so very important. Okay, document 12 months out. This is really important, and it sounds overly organized, a little bit anal, but you will be so thankful that you did this. Write down every bill that comes in, and I'm talking every bill. So you know when they're due. We laminate them and put them on, January, February, March, every bill that comes in. And when I say what you're actually looking for is what month it's coming, what bill it is, whether it's to do with a particular property or vehicle or whatever, so you know which one is missing. The phone number for the company that the bill should have come from, the expected date of arrival, give or take, doesn't really matter, and then all the BPay reference details or just details of customer numbers. So if you do have to ring them because it doesn't come, you've just got it all there handy, because there's nothing worse than trying to find all this stuff when it's all packed up at home and you're already on the road and something wasn't disconnected properly, or a bill, an insurance policy, God forbid, hasn't turned up. So, nice and easy, 12 months out, every bill that comes in, whack it down on the list, put it into a spreadsheet, and you'll know what's going on. When we're overseas, that is particularly important. Okay. Gifts for Christmas and birthdays and everything. So you're 12 months out. So anything that your kids get given, you get given, you buy each other in that 12 months before you go, is an opportunity to buy something that's going to be used on the road. Now, this is not complex. There are that many travel blogs with that many lists of what you can use. Now, we've whacked all ours under our About tab and our rigs, both overseas and in Australia, so that you can actually, I've put it into electronics and kitchen and, outside areas. Just trying to give people an idea of the types of gifts that you're going to need once you're on the road, because 12 months out is the perfect time. I am talking dash mats for cars. I'm talking, sun protectors for the windscreens for the guys, tools even for the guys to a certain extent, four-wheel drive recovery gear, or, depends what type of travel you're doing. We will actually have a four-wheel drive video coming up soon on what we did to get our four-wheel drive ready, better known as Sexy Beast. And with these sorts of gifts, especially for your kids, goggles, thongs, few sizes ahead from what they need. Bathers, again, sizes ahead from what they need or they're in now. All of these things, snorkel sets, drink bottle holders. There's countless things, and I do have a gifts for kids traveling Australia on our blog, but literally plan ahead, because there's 12 months of stuff that you're then not going to have to buy at the last minute, or worse, when you get on the road and then you have to try and find the money for it all. So, okay, a big one. Anyone who knows me knows I've worked in law for 20 years. I've seen the bad side of this one. So please, 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 before you hit the road, make the time to go and get a power of attorney and a will done. It doesn't take long. No one likes discussing it, but you will be so thankful if in the event you do need it. You'll be so thankful that you did. So please give it some consideration. It's not that expensive. It doesn't take a lot of time, so please make sure you do it. One of the big ones that actually saved us, or we're really happy that we did think ahead for, is flyby points and all your memberships that give you reward points and everything. We just started saving ours from actually about 2-3 years out, because we had a massive long plan to hit the road. So basically collect every reward. I even did boost juice. I didn't collect the free boost juice. I just kept saving the points all the time up until when we went, because I knew we weren't going to validate spending that type of money on a drink once we hit the road. And so now I have, every time I go to a boost juice, they look at me like I'm mad for having all these free boost juice. So, by keeping these memberships and reward points and everything and accumulating them, it really pays off once you've hit the road. So our flybys that I saved up for years, we've got quite a lot of points in those. And now it's like it's forced savings. It's just a backup. If you need it, you've got it. So, yep, well worthwhile checking into what sort of reward points you've got and seeing how you can use them once you hit the road. Okay. First assessment of what can I get rid of in this wardrobe. Ladies, if you have any ball gowns or things that aren't necessarily sentimental, start selling them now. You just want to start moving that out and put the money that you make from the sale of these items into the holiday or travel account, because it'll only get swallowed up in usual bills and everything otherwise. And, that's why you're selling it, for your travel account and for the wonderful experiences that you're going to have soon. So put it away so it's there. Okay, so we're 6 months out before leaving. We love the 6-month countdown. It was close enough to get really excited and far enough away to look at the checklist and go, oh boy, lots to do before we go. All right, so we're going to start getting things like your packing boxes if you're packing them away. If you're literally getting rid of everything you have, this is the time that you are hitting Gumtree and eBay and whatever else. Literally to the point that I actually factored in when special holidays of the year were, Father's Day, Christmas, etc., and put the blokey type things up at those times. It depends how crazy you want to get, but look, you've got to get rid of it or you've got to store it. So they're your two options. Start using up all the food in the freezer, all the cleaning supplies, all the excess shampoos, conditioners. You are cutting back. You are getting rid of all your excess supplies, things like dishwashing liquids and washing powders. And how many duplicates do you have in your cupboard that, you know, now is the time to start making sure you're using everything up and cleaning out that freezer. Okay, resume. You may not want to get work on the road. All good. I didn't need to find work on the road, but you know what? There may come a time where you're going to want it. It's going to be a lot easier when you're at home. You've got access to all your records and all the places that you worked and contact details for references and things like that. Take the time to do a resume before you go. Literally, you will be so thankful. In the event that you do decide to go and get some work, it will be so handy to be able to just go, yep, I prepared one of those, work it in, make some changes to suit the position that you're going with regard to the types of activities or experience, that job duties that you've done in your jobs, and hand it in. Easy as. And you'll be really, really, really thankful, because you know what, you don't know how long you're going to be on the road. How many people we know that said, I'm going for 6 months, that was 12 months. So many that say I'm going for 12 months 5 years later. Literally, it is addictive. You will love it. Okay, check expiry dates of everything. So your driver's licenses, your big one, don't forget that, I think mine's coming up soon. Driver's license, credit cards, replacement cards, sort them out now. So much easier than having to do it once you hit the road at a branch that they're not familiar with you. You know, it's getting easier and easier with online banking and everything like that, but just get ahead of it now. Sort it out so that you don't have to worry about it. On that exact same note, ensure all your bank statements are electronic. Try and remove as many mail items coming to your home address or postbox or whatever as you can, so that you can get as much electronically as possible, which will save a lot of trouble with mail redirections and someone collecting your mail, make their life a little bit easier. Okay, if you're an overseas traveller, check the passport dates. We had an awful time having to redo bubbers. Luckily, I knew the postmaster at the post office and said, we don't have a fixed address anymore, we're on the road. Well, this is a problem, because you're not supposed, even though the passport is for travelling, you are not supposed to be full-time travelling without an actual home address that you have a utility bill sent to. So please, before you go, check your passport dates and make sure they've got a long time left on them. The other thing to keep in mind for kids too, up until 16 they only have a 5-year passport, so you know, well worth it if they're close to that 16 to try and push it over to the 10-year passport. Okay, insurances. They're a big cost. So if you know your rig and if you have all the details and particulars, now is the time to start getting insurance quotes, making sure, okay, we've got everything adequately covered. What items are we putting in there? Read the fine print on the insurance. You would be so surprised what some of the rather large names don't cover in the event of a break-in or accident. So, yep, check them out. Check for joint membership. So if you kept your house and you have insurance on your house and you have CTP on the car, or better still, comprehensive or whatever, you might get a group discount or like a loyalty members discount for having additional policies. So make sure you ask all the right questions in that regard. Check notice periods for your gas, electricity, internet, cable TV, whatever you've got connected at your house before you go. They all have different time frames that you've got to give them notice before it gets cut off. You don't want to pay one more day than you have to pay on any of those things. So make sure you check up how much notice you've got to give them the correct notice, and be putting that money in your pocket that is travelling or drinkies money on the road. So you know, make sure you do that. Download all the music to your iPhone, iPod, Walkman, whatever. You know, get all your music playlists set up and everything so that they can plug straight into your car or the kids' earphones, etc. Heaps easier at home before you go. And another one on that, download the apps that you want for your tablets and your phones. So your wiki camps, your camping Australia-wide, Maps Me. You know, I've got a whole video on apps that I'm going to discuss with you soon. So, you know, stay tuned for that one. Okay, educational apps for the kids' tablets and everything. You know, before you go, whack them on there. Geocaching. Kids love geocaching. Gets them out, gets them active. You know, whack that one on there. Oh, a couple of other ones I was thinking. Stack the Countries, another good one. Brain It On, another really good one. Whatever, get them on there, get them organised, keep them occupied. Audio books, that sort of thing. Great on the road. Okay, schooling options. Decide how you're going to do it. You know, you're 6 months out. It's getting down to the nitty gritty by this stage. So, you know, have a look at your options, whether you want to choose to homeschool, School of Distance Education, School of Air. There's so many different ways to do it. Do what you're comfortable with, you know, whatever works for you. So, important documents, start scanning them in, all your birth certificates, which you then would take with you as well, don't get me wrong. Especially then if you need any passports or, you know, anything important happens where you need to prove who you are. They are a very handy document, clearly. So but scan them in, because if anything happens to those documents, you're going to be so thankful that you had a copy of them. So we're talking birth certificates, marriage certificates, trust deeds, passports, powers of attorney, copies of all of the cards in your wallet. If you lost your wallet, do you actually honestly know what is in there? Whack them all on a photocopier. Print one side, flip them over, print the other. Done. Nice and easy. Half of them have the phone numbers of all of them to contact in the event that there is a problem on the back. So, bonus. Medical records. Save them. Everything goes onto, in our case, a USB as backup, a external hard drive, and on our laptops. So, anything happens, we have an exact record of where we're up to. That's particularly important in the event that you have a child who has medical history that might be required when you're on the other side of Australia. You're going to be very thankful you've got copies of those scans, reports, doctor's appointments, etc. Okay, don't leave it to the last minute to start a blog, Facebook group, page, whatever. You want to have that all set up, because especially if it's a blog, they are a lot to learn. People totally underestimate the wonderful job that all of the families travelling Australia do on their blogs. It takes a lot of work, and I think they're all amazing because it takes away from the travel time, and really all we're all trying to do is give back a little bit to help other people who are also going to be having this wonderful experience of life on the road. So whether you choose to or choose not to, there's heaps of resources out there. I've thought about writing a piece, and then I went, oh, everyone else has written a piece anyway, so look it up. We use WordPress. Just, you know, if you want a link, you know, hit me up. I'll give you one. Health checkups. Get a checkup. Ladies, you know all the drill. Get all that done. Dentist checks. Skin cancer checks. We've actually just had ours redone again for the skin cancers and dentists and everything, because you need to make sure you're all okay. Again, don't want to be finding that out in the middle of nowhere, or worst case in a remote country. So get on top of your health checks. Auto direct debits, everything. Make sure you've checked and they're on your annual bills list. Good time to double check. Assess power options on the road: solar generator, battery packs, etc. You know, now's the time to have a look at them. Have you got them all? Are you going to be able to power the not resources, beg your pardon, the items that you're taking with you that you want to be able to use? You don't want to find out once you've hit the road that you actually can't power half of it. So get on top of that now too. We'll have something coming up on that soon too. Mobile phone data. Have you got enough? Are you on plan? Are you not? Telstra. Got to have Telstra. Going around Australia, that's the only answer there. So first aid kit, big one. Got to have it. Now, we are pretty big firm believers in natural remedies, so I have a very large homeopathy kit that I take with us, but on top of that, don't forget your Muzzy Bite creams. Strong supporter of the locals. Anyone needs any links, let me know. It's not affiliate, it's just the best on the market, so let me know. I'll shoot you a pic. Okay, we'll have another video coming up on the first aid kit, because it seems to be one that people ask a lot. So I'm just working on that one at the moment. Larger or more expensive furniture items, memorabilia. Start getting rid of it now. Moving that out. We haven't got room for that. It's going to be all packed down. You're going to be on the road, baby. Okay, there is a app that you can get. Depending on where you're traveling and how far you're going to be going, whether you're doing the full lap, etc., that you can get that is for tolls. And so that therefore you pay for the app, and it will actually do all of your, keeps all your apps, one app, but all of the tolls. So normally there's like an e-toll or go via a CityLink, I think, from memory, in Victoria. Anyway, there is an actual app you can get called Linked, L-I-N-K-T, or Linked Go. Anyway, I'm not interested in paying extra money. I can get myself organised, get the tolls, pay the tolls, and keep on top of it, no problem. But if you are someone who doesn't like doing all that tech stuff, maybe it's a good idea to get the app. Know that then wherever you go, you can be paying those through the app and not have to worry about dealing with the 1-3 numbers that are at all the toll stations. Up to you, whatever you do. Navigation options, GPS. You know, we have a TomTom. You can have whatever you want. Do get one. So much easier. Way less arguments in the car. Labeling of cords, chargers. You know, you're going to have heaps of them. You don't even realize how much cords and charging devices you have these days for things. So make sure they're labeled, and you know what that you've got enough, and that what goes with what. Okay, rig name. Mark your rig. Yay, be proud. We've got Cake and Eat It 3, front and rear, and on our Sexy Beast Hilux as well. So, you know, let everyone know where you are and who you are, because all of the guys travelling Australia love to come and say hi. We've met people in shopping centre car parks that, I know you. It's like, oh, a bit freaky to start with, but you'll love it, because they're all just one big family travelling Australia. So get it on your rig. Okay, find or look at purchasing cases for your iPhones, tablets, etc. They're going to be tossed and tumbled and whatever else. So get the cases that help protect them. Well worth it. What can I say? Do a dummy run. Take off for a couple of weeks. Check out your rig. Make sure you've got everything you need. Make sure everything powers as you thought it would, or that you can actually, in fact, work everything. It wasn't until much later, after we got the rig, that we even found out we had a diesel heater. So, you know, if you've bought the rig that you have secondhand, and the people that you're buying it off don't know it that well, or didn't use everything on it, you know, you've got to do your own investigations and learn how to use your rig to its full potential. Okay, so we're 3 or 4 weeks out from leaving now, and we're getting pretty excited. Set aside the critical documents and items that you need to keep with you. Put them into an A4 fool's cap case that locks down. So you're just going to have them all together. You do not want that stuff floating around. Okay, medical prescriptions. I hope you got them sorted by now, because it's pretty close. Mailed redirection. All of that should be lodged by now and put in place to start the day after you're leaving. Family and friends, organised drinks, goodbyes, thank yous, you know, celebration. You know, it is something to be celebrated, so enjoy this time. Ensure all your electricity and gas and internet and everything is all tidied up and shut down and notice given. Pack the rig. Good fun. You'll enjoy that. Safety check. You know, check over everything, make sure everything is as it should be, particularly with your tyres, you know, their condition, the air, you know, that'll be an ongoing thing that you'll be used to checking very regularly. Any memberships you require on the road, keep a list of notes on your phone and the relevant apps that you're going to need, and making sure that you're keeping them up to date. Believe it or not, we are nearly there. Make sure your roadside assistance is up to date, and upgrade it if necessarily. If you know you're going to be doing off-road, you know, you're going to have to go to that ultimate level. I think ours is called RAC Ultimate, or there, you know, go the distance, because you might want the extra Ks that it covers. Check out what your options are available and get on top of it early. Insurance on the house if it's rented out. Make sure you swap it over. If it's no longer going to be owner occupied, it's going to be landlords, you have to actually notify them of that, and make sure it includes the added extras that landlords protection covers you for. Start changing food into containers that you're going to travel with. So this will not only reduce the amount of food that you're holding, but also let you know, is the containers that you've allowed for it on the road actually enough? Because you may need to change some of the way that you're going to be storing things. Install your steering wheel covers, your seat covers. You know, all of this we're going to go through when we discuss the four-wheel drive in the coming weeks. So You know, okay, we're 1 to 2 weeks out, guys. Getting very excited now. We've defrosted the freezer, we've cleaned out the refrigerator, we've done all the usual housekeeping, and hopefully we're in our rig on some lovely relative or friend's front yard or backyard, so that we can test our rig, get everything together and out of the house, whether it's being rented out or selling it. You'll be well and truly out of there if you've sold it. Ensure the gas, electricity, and that's all done as we've discussed. Clean the house, the outdoor area. Make sure any maintenance must be done before you go, because it's really going to put a really dampener on your travels if you've taken off and left things outstanding. Sorry about that shake. Return anything that needs to be returned to suppliers for the types of things that you've cut off, like your cables, your modems, etc. Organise the keys for the property manager if you haven't already, and wash the rig. It may be the last decent wash she gets for a very long time. So can you believe it, that all of that will be done before you go? Now, checklist on the website, under the travel menu, checklist for hitting the road. Very, very, very handy. There's so much to remember. Don't be too hard on yourself. You know, get done what you can as quickly as you can. And next week we'll be discussing to sell or to rent out your house. The big questions, the big decisions. See you in the meantime. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and we'll see you on the road. See you for now. Cake and Eat at 3.